offered the richest homegrown player contract. Was that referring to Tommy Thompson? Was he the baseline?
I am trying to think of.
Specific.
I want to say Zardes was the most.
Because Zardes had gotten bumped up off of his initial deal, so technically he had sort of been higher. But
I would simply say that the league told me that was the most money they never authorized anyone to pay for a homegrown. So I took it, ran with it, and I said we offered the most. I don't know all the details. It is more than both of those contracts.
Okay.
I know that factually.
Yes.
But I can't claim that I remember who was the top dog. I honestly thought it was Zardes, but maybe that's wrong based on what you were telling me.
Yeah, it was one of the two. Yeah, that's just what I was trying to clarify. But so as far as you know, and that hasn't changed. Did you guys, from that number that you were talking about in the fall, did that bump up at all?
No. I think that's the one important thing is that we weren't negotiating. We said, look, this is everything we can pay you. We're not making any bones about it. We're not trying to save a couple pennies. You're the player we want to sign. We really want you here. And so now I've been asked this a couple different ways. Like, well, did you raise your offer to him at the Bremen? I'm like, it was as high as I could make it. Probably shouldn't say that out loud around my owner too many more times. That I just gave him all the money we had, but that was true in this case. And I do think Jordan's a little bit of a special case, and I think that was the right approach. And I think ultimately Jordan's going to be really happy here, and I think it's going to be really good for his career, and I think it's going to be really good for us. And to some degree, the rest is just noise at this point. It's water under a bridge, and we're super excited, man. It took every professional bone in my body to not pick up my camera and take a selfie of all of you sitting out there because the only time I'd seen assembly like that, as enthusiastic as they were, was when we won the national title and people took over we won the MLS Cup in 2009 and people took over the airport but this was awesome. So a lot of fun.
For sure.
You mentioned, I think it was in summer at the end of the year, about youth soccer in Washington and kind of it being balkanized, about just the lack of sophistication, communication. What does this do for youth soccer in Washington as well as the Sounders youth system?
I think it's a great testament to the quality players that exist here in Washington. And I think that the youth soccer is getting better here, better and better and better. And, part of my comments were to try to push and stimulate a little bit and say, we shouldn't accept that we are not as good as LA, or we're not as good as the Galaxy, or we're not as good as New York. There may be fewer people here, but look at the talents that have come up in DeAndre Yedlin and Jordan Morris, and we got some more kids in the pipeline, and there's more kids all around the region. So I'm really excited about the future of youth soccer here, and I think it has just tremendous potential, and there's no better symbol of that than Jordan Morris.